After months of wear, it's finally time. I'm washing not one, but two pairs of Selvedge Denim, the Gustin 1968 and the Flint and Tinder Classic Stretch Selvedge Denim. Each brand has different instructions on washing, so let's see what happens. I'm just here to connect ya, and then I'll be on my way. Hey everybody, my name is Jeremiah Craig. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please subscribe and always like and comment down below. There are some passionate arguments about how people should take care of their Selvedge Denim jeans. You know, there's lots of opinions, lots of methods. And as much as I would just love to throw both of these in the washing machine and then into the dryer, I think it's probably best to follow the brand recommendations. Because both of these brands have different methods and recommendations to care for and wash the jeans. This is the Gustin 1968 jean. I've been wearing this one quite a bit. I think I've worn it maybe 3 to 4 dozen times over the past several months, and they stretch out a lot. Just so you know, if you get a pair and you're like, ooh, it's a little bit tight around the quads, just wear them because they loosen up real quick. They stretch out quite a bit, and I'm already starting to see some really cool fade lines and honeycombing here on the back, and in other areas, just nice regular wear. They also stink really bad, so they definitely need a washing, which is kind of what prompted this video to begin with. So I'm looking forward to washing these. They are 100% cotton from Cone Mills. They come in at around $99 at weargustin.com. The other Selvedge Denim jeans that I have are the Flint and Tinder. This is a stretch Selvedge Denim jean. Both of these are straight fit, so classic straight fit jeans. I think they work great. I kind of like the leg opening on the Gustin a little bit better for boots, but these are pretty comfortable as well. These Flint and Tinder jeans, though, have a 99% cotton to a 1% spandex or elastane, so they are more stretchy right out of the box, and that comes through in how comfortable they are. They're comfortable right from the get-go. They are a little bit wrinkly from moving. I don't think I folded them quite right. Maybe I didn't fold them at all when I packed them away, because we did just move houses. So they are a little bit wrinkly. We'll have to see if that comes through the washing method. But these jeans are also in pretty much exactly the same price range as the Gustin 1968. These are $98 at huckberry.com. So we are comparing pretty much exactly the same price point jeans here. And I'd have to say that to this point, even though I haven't worn these as much, maybe 1 to 2 dozen times, I've enjoyed wearing the Gustin so much more. I really like the Gustin 1968 jeans. So we'll have to see if the washing methods changes that at all. I hope it doesn't, because I really like those Gustin jeans. There are some things that I'm going to be looking out for during this video from the washing process, and one is the fading. Is there going to be any fading? We'll have to see where that fading is. And then 2, the shrinkage. Does the washing method and drying method of these jeans from each brand create too much shrinkage? Does it still look good? Does it still fit well? And then also, what does it feel like after it's washed? Does it kind of keep that same softness? Does it get softer? Does it get tougher? I don't know. We'll have to see. So those are the things that I'm going to be looking out for. And let's wash these Gustin 1968 jeans first. On the Gustin website, they say wash by hand in the tub. So start by adding 4 inches of cold water, then some detergent. Then we turn the jeans inside out and soak them for 30 to 45 minutes, and we can softly agitate them as needed. Then we're going to rinse them in cold water and then hang dry them For the Flint and Tinder jeans, the care instructions on huckberry.com say to turn these inside out and machine wash with light colors. I'm gonna do that on cold, and then we tumble dry on a low temperature setting in the machine dryer. All right, it's been a couple days and I have both the Gustin and Flint and Tinder washed and dried based off of the recommendations from the brand, and I have yet to turn them back to the right side out. I thought I would save that for the reveal, but also just sort of sitting down and getting ready for this, I'm noticing that the stitching for the back pockets here definitely looks a lot better on the Gustin after the first wash. It looks pretty much the same. There's a lot of fraying here on the Flint and Tinder jean, which might be okay. I'm not sure if that's the elastane that's also in here. Maybe that's just what happens, but it certainly looks a lot better on the Gustin from the Flint and Tinder. So let's get these back right side out and see what they look like, starting with the Gustin. For the feel here, I mean, look, you can see how stiff they are. It's almost like they were starched just from washing them in the tub and then letting them dry in the sun and the wind. I'm not noticing any fading that I didn't see beforehand, although during the washing process, I definitely noticed a lot of indigo being washed off. I guess I'm seeing a little bit more here behind the knee. It took away some of the honeycomb look to it that it had. Also seeing a little bit of fading at the knee. Fading here where the pockets are. Nice fading where the buttons hit. So we're getting a little bit of fading here at the pockets here, but nothing too crazy. Didn't wash away a bunch of color. Some around the lines of the back pocket. Didn't wash away a bunch of color on the first wash, but I did notice a lot of indigo going down the drain, so these definitely bleed a lot. Now that they're back right side out and I got them moved around a little bit more, they don't feel quite as stiff and starchy as they did before. They're feeling much more flexible. I'm gonna try them on in a minute. Let's get these Flint and Tinders right side out. These definitely don't feel as stiff. In fact, they might even feel softer after being machine washed and machine dried. I'm not seeing very much fading. Maybe around the pockets here, the little whiskers that you get here around the bottom side of the pockets. But we're not seeing very much else. Maybe around the back pocket a little bit. But other than that, it's looking really nice. A lot of color retention here. They are very soft, if not just a little bit softer, but we gotta see how they fit. So let's try these on with similar boots that we tried on before. So, moment of truth. Trying on the Gustin jeans, I don't feel like they shrank very much. Maybe slightly around the quads, but for the most part, I feel like they kept a lot of their roominess and stretch from the break-in period. I'm a little surprised that they didn't shrink more, especially because I've received a lot of messages from folks that say, you know, the Gustins shrink a lot after washing. And maybe that's because you're using a machine dryer, which I wouldn't be opposed to doing now. So maybe in the next wash, I'll have to throw these in the machine dryer to see if they do shrink up a little bit, because I would like them to fit similar to how they were when I got them new. Trying on the Flint and Tinder jeans, these did shrink, but not drastically. I actually like that they fit better around the quads now, but I think they shrank around the leg opening too, so they don't look quite as good with some boots, although it is a very vintage looking fit, so they'll probably look great with vintage boots. So let's revisit some of the things I was looking out for during the first wash for both of these jeans. Starting with fading. There was some fading, but not a ton, and I'm sure more fading will come with more wear. As I wear these jeans, both of them, and as I wash them again, just like any other jeans, they're gonna fade more and more. I did notice some color change on the Flint and Tinder leather patch here. It looks like it got a little bit darker, but I didn't notice any change in the Gustin leather patch. The other thing I was looking out for was shrinking. The Flint and Tinder definitely shrank more than the Gustin. There was a little bit of shrinking in the Gustin, but obviously there's more in the Flint and Tinder because part of the instructions for care included a machine dryer, and usually that results in more shrinking. So that's not a huge surprise there. And another thing that I was looking out for was the feel after washing. The Flint and Tinder jeans feel softer and the Gustin jeans feel stiffer. If I was in the market to purchase either of these jeans after having the experience of washing them, I can see pros and cons to either of them since they're basically the same price. The Flint and Tinder jeans are softer, more comfortable, and better fitting after washing, but it's also a lighter weight denim coming in at 11.7 ounces, so I feel like it's a little bit more of a casual jean. The Gustin, on the other hand, doesn't shrink back down to a similar fit as when they were new, but they do feel a little bit more durable with a 13.5 ounce weight denim. So it kind of feels like they can handle a little bit more, and to me, I feel like they're also built a little bit more durably as well. So personally, I still like the Gustin jeans better, but the Flint and Tinder jeans still have their place in this world, in my opinion. And just so you know, for full disclosure, I have affiliate agreements with both retailers, so I earn commissions if you purchase through the links in the description or in the pinned comment, and that helps me continue doing what I'm doing here on YouTube. For the next wash on these Gustins, I think I'm gonna use the machine dryer just to see if I can get them to shrink back up to their original fit from when they were new. Just a little bit of shrinking. I don't need too much, so fingers crossed on that experiment. And maybe on another pair of Gustins, like these ones that I'm wearing right here, I will try just the machine wash and the machine dry. So if that's something that you would be interested in seeing, let me know in the comments, and I'll add that video to the list. Speaking of this video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you guys around. Peace. Have a good one. Well, I'm following directions for Selvedge Denim care protections, but maybe next time I'll go off script for a little fit correction. Thanks for watching today. Why don't you check out this other Selvedge Denim video up here? Or I got a music video down here I think you might enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe up here, and I will see you next time. Peace. Have a good one.